Welcome to Walks with Moss. Today Bella and I have something totally different planned. We're going bicycle backpacking, hopefully. It's early in the season, we don't know what condition the roads are going to be in. We might not actually be able to make it to where we plan on spending the night. But if nothing else, we'll have a peaceful day out in the woods. There's so much construction noise going on at my house right now. We just need to get away. It's disturbing Bella, it's frightening her, and it's just annoying me. It's just so nice to get out in the woods and not have to hear any man-made sounds. So let's see if we can actually make it to our goal, which is a little shelter down in the woods. So far the road's looking pretty good, just a few little patches of snow. I've got high hopes that we're going to make it to our goal today. I hope the GoPro picked that up. It sounds like an owl. Well, maybe it's a grouse. Whatever it is, it just got answered. That's pretty cool. So there's one over there, and there's one way down there. Very cool. I think that's grouse. Very cool. I think these are bear tracks. Not sure. I gotta get through here before I get my feet wet. I do not want wet feet all night. Whew. I think a bear's been through there. I'm going to try riding through the snow, even though it's a little bit dangerous, because I really would like to keep my feet as dry as possible for this, for the night. Woo! This is turning into more of an adventure than I was hoping it would. I think the only way I can keep my feet dry now, or not my feet, but my shoes dry, is to take them off and walk in my Crocs. Got my Crocs on now. I'm going to have very cold feet. But at least at the end of the day, they should be dry. This snow is getting so deep, and my feet are so cold. Oh, I don't know about this. I've made it halfway through this. If I didn't have my bike, I could walk up in the woods. This is horrible. This snow is really deep. I attempted to push my bike through the woods there, but it wouldn't last for very long with my saddlebags on. My bike's pretty wide. I think I'll just go straight down the middle of this as fast as I can. And at each bear pass, at each bear spot, take my shoes off, get the snow out, let my feet warm up a little bit, repeat. Made it to the trail and it looks a little bit better. I'm not going to take my Crocs off just yet though. Yep. What have I gotten myself into? The snow is gone, but this trail is getting rougher and rougher, and I'm not even convinced I'm on a trail anymore. Yeah, I missed a turn. I think I know where, but the spot where I should have turned, it looks so rough. I didn't really see a way to get my bicycle down it. I've actually gone past where the shelter is now. This is way more of an adventure than I had planned. I think I'm on the right path now. Not really something I want to push a bicycle over though. I think once I get around this crap here, it'll be clear going, so I guess I will try. Yes, we are most definitely on the right route finally. I'm very accident prone, so if the trail is at all rough, I don't ride my bike. I mean, I'm not accident prone on my feet, but on my bike, I am very accident prone. It looks like there isn't a whole lot of snow down by the river, so this could end up being a pleasant night after all. So here's a spot that I've camped at a few times. The old picnic table is still kind of here. This is a beautiful area. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's see what condition this place is in. I already see some holes that weren't in it before. Looks okay. It looks usable. Some of the shingles are missing. Probably somebody wanted some kindling for a campfire and didn't care about anyone else. So there's a big gaping hole right there, right over the bed. Lovely. But everything else is looking okay. Well, Bella, we're home for the night. First thing I'm going to do is set up my sleeping bag. Since I sleep so cold, I need to get my sleeping bag lofted up real nice. Someone left a tablecloth in here, which I'm going to put under my sleeping bag to help keep my sleeping bag dry and clean. Then once I'm all packed, I'm going to sit down and have a well-deserved beer and some lunch. Since I sleep cold, I'm going to have 2 sleeping pads. Getting my sleeping bag set up. This is a down comforter actually, but it zips up and it has a foot box that cinches shut, so you can use it like a sleeping bag. It's 800 or 900 fill goose down, pretty much the best you can get. Because I sleep so cold, I need something like this. This is from Feathered Friends in Seattle. I went down to the river to get some water, and then I put it in this really cool ultralight sil nylon bag that you can hang or just put on the ground. Let's go down to the main river though and get some more water. Someone's got a nice campfire pit set up here. Some wood all laid out. That's all going to be too wet to burn though. The sleeping area is all set up for the night. So far Bella seems to prefer sleeping on the ground there. She has her own sleeping bag that I'll set up for her later. Hopefully she'll use it when she gets cold. So I've got this tablecloth that someone left behind, a Z-Rest mattress, and an ultralight Thermarest, which is only 3/4 length, and my Feathered Friends down sleeping bag. See, my Z-Rest and my Thermarest aren't full length, but my backpack can go under my feet. That's what I normally do when I'm backpacking, just to save a little space, so my backpack goes there. And I brought a hot water bottle. I got so cold in New Zealand, I learned how to use a hot water bottle there, and I have been ever since. Got my little kitchen set up right there. I'm making some coffee. Got some peppermint and lemon balm from my garden. Potato chips, crackers, bananas, apple, Parmesan cheese, seasonings for my noodles for tonight. Sadly, I forgot meat, but that's okay. And I'll have, what is this stuff? Oatmeal in the morning. Yeah, I got plenty of food. Kind of wish I'd packed enough for 2 days, as difficult as it was to get here. Part of my rush to get here in spite of the snow is that pretty soon the wildlife gates will open and then people can drive to within a mile here. And I won't be guaranteed to have it to myself. There might be other people in it. But not with the gates shut and this much snow. We're going to be all alone here tonight. I've got my soup base already mostly rehydrated. It's dehydrated onion, carrot, summer squash, and some tomatoes and some tomatillos and some verpas. I forgot to bring any meat to add to it, but I do have some Parmesan cheese, so I might have some cubes of Parmesan cheese on top of it. I've been letting it rehydrate for a few hours now, so it won't take too long to cook once I get started cooking. I'm heating up my noodle base, which is already pretty well rehydrated. As soon as I've got it boiling, then I will add my noodles. While my noodles are cooking, I'll go ahead and chop up some of this Parmesan cheese. Now that the water is boiling, time to toss in some noodles and remove the whole thing from the stove. The last bit of sunlight is right here on the riverbank, so I'm going to sit down here and eat my dinner in this last bit of sun. As soon as the sun goes down, it's going to get cold. It's only going to be a few degrees above freezing tonight. But for now, it's gorgeous. I'm going to attempt to hang my food bag up in a tree overnight. This might be entertaining. Nope. Nope. Number 3. No, not even close. Sorry, Bella. Okay. Yay. There we go. There we go. There we go. And that's it. The food is in a bag in a tree for the night. There's a hummingbird buzzing around, and of course Bella's terrified of it. I don't think she's quite gotten over the shock of me hanging the bear bag. Hummingbird keeps coming back. I don't know what it's up to. Good thing I got Bella here to protect me from hummingbirds. I've been trying to get her to lay on her sleeping bag, and she won't. I've been trying to get her to lay on a foam pad, and she won't. Typical dog. I'm all tucked into bed for the night. The sun set about 15 minutes ago. I haven't been able to convince Bella to lay on anything but the ground. But once she settles down, I'm hoping I can at least put her dog sleeping bag over the top of her. Hopefully. So far I'm pretty comfy because I've got my hot water bottle, got my down balaclava here, and when I get cold in the night I can put on my down booties. And I've got a hot cup of tea right here behind me. Should stay pretty hot in this mug. I hope I can stay warm tonight as I sleep cold. And this is the first time I've been camping in 2 3/4 years. And the first time I've spent a night alone in the woods probably in 3 years. So I know it's going to be kind of a long, anxious night for me. Maybe if I just do this enough, I'll get to the point where it doesn't frighten me. So I'm going to tuck into my bed now. And, oh, where's my pillow? There we go. And I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. We made it through the night. I'm having my first cup of coffee. Cheers. We stayed warm enough all night long. I was able to convince Bella to get into her sleeping bag, and I don't think it got down to 39 degrees. I stayed warm enough thanks to my hot water bottle. I only screamed in terror 3 times, so that's doing pretty good considering it's been 3 years since I've slept alone in the woods. So I'm having my coffee and my morning oatmeal, and Bella's kind of hanging out close to me right now because there's a scary sound out in the woods. There's a woodpecker out there and it's frightening her. Breakfast is served. I'm having oatmeal with milk, sugar, banana, and for liquid, peppermint tea. So peppermint oatmeal, pretty good. Nice and hot. Yum. This should be very filling and very warming. Nice. I'm cooking everything on my pop can stove, which is made out of a beer can from New Zealand. It's Tui brand beer. I brought this back from New Zealand. I wanted to have some sort of keepsake from New Zealand to bring on every camping trip. So a Tui beer can stove. And for fuel, I'm just using heat. I'd rather use denatured alcohol. I think it maybe has a little more energy in it, but you have to buy it in such giant cans, and it's harder to get since I got back. I could use like a pocket jet boil stove, but man, those things are expensive, and I'm sure they must be a little bit prone to failure. My favorite thing about the alcohol stove is that it just doesn't fail. There's nothing to fail. No moving parts. I used to have a MSR Whisperlite stove. That thing was always breaking and needing maintenance. True, it'd be nice to have a stove that boiled water really fast, but I'm willing to make the trade-off of having to take my time to boil water, knowing that I'll have a stove that's never going to break. Well, this is a pretty nice place to have breakfast, right next to the river. Just gonna sit here and enjoy the view and eat my breakfast. All that snow's got to come down from the mountains before this river level is going to get any lower. This is the spring melt, so the level's quite high. I'm packing up my sleeping bag now, stuffing it back into its sack. We've had a really good day here, and I wish I had packed more food. I'd like to stay another day, really. The stuff sack that came with this sleeping bag definitely wasn't very generous. It's nice and light, though. Love this sleeping bag. Okay, we're just about ready to go. All that's left to do is replace these nasty rat latrines that go up on the sleeping platform. Ew. Back to the most hellish section we went through getting here. I gotta push my bike around all this and then up there. On the way out, I can go on my own tracks, but it's still taking some effort because the snow melted some overnight. This is what I was doing in Crocs yesterday. This cannot be good for my bicycle. But I can definitely say that my mountain bike has been in the mountains. But I don't use it as an adventure ride. I use it as a wheelbarrow. Okay, onward and upward, here we go. Pretty much out of the snow now. Just gotta push uphill. Back to the main road. The breeze coming off this waterfall feels wonderful. This road is not in any shape to be traveled on by car just yet. If you enjoyed watching this video, please click on the next one, like, comment, and subscribe too. Thanks for watching.